Welcome back to Casey Stadium, ladies and gentlemen, for the prelim final in the over 35 men's division. It's Western Australia versus New South Wales. Sudden death indoor cricket at the 2022 Indoor Cricket Masters National Championships. I'm Cameron Walter. Thanks for your company. I'll take you through the two sides. New South Wales, captained by Daniel Taylor. He's joined by Phil Burke, Mark Drake, Greg Hunt, Ian Jander, Christian Messia, Simon Norville and Mitchell Hines. The Western Australian side, captained by Nick de Grice. He's joined by Ty Hopes, Peter Lewis, Mick Leatherday, Stuart French, Daniel Peters, Justin Coetzee and Chris Prescott. It's sudden death indoor cricket, as I said. Should be a cracking match. On the line is a spot in tomorrow's grand final against Queensland. New South Wales going down to Queensland earlier in the day. Therefore, they're taking their place in this match. And we're just about ready to get back underway. Well, to get underway here. And here we go. Hunt is the bowler. Starts to Prescott. Gets it through for two. Prescott joined at the crease by Daniel Peters.
Chicken sandwich or iced tea?
It's wide. The umpire, Michael Guest. Okay, top ball there. Now, you'll have to forgive me, folks, confusing some divisions. It's been a long day. So what actually happened is New South Wales got ahead of North Queensland in the minor semi-final. WA went down to Queensland in the major semi-final. That's why they're both taking place here in the prelim final. Sudden death indoor cricket, as I said. One ball remains in the Greg Hunt over, and I'm joined now by Andrew Hall-Villiers. Andrew, good evening.
Thank you, Cam, and welcome to everyone listening on at home.
Final ball of Hunt's over. Prescott plays it flat through his leg side for two. It brings the first over to an end. 8 runs from it. Now, the over 35 men's division's been a close one. The top 3 sides all finishing on 6 wins, 2 losses, and just 2 points separating them. So this game, well, it belongs to anybody. And sudden death cricket could be in for another exciting one, Andrew.
Well, anything can happen in a game that is sudden death. The moments can change and individual moments matter. These situations, on paper, you would say that WA come into the game as favourites with the experience and the lineup that they have and the way in which and the manner in which they played throughout the week. However, you don't write off New South Wales given the last ball win that they had in the minor semi-final this morning.
Yeah.
Ian Jander on to bowl.
Oh, it's the old up-down. I taught Chris Prescott that shot back in his days at Canberra, back in Canberra. Good to see him still pull it out of the locker.
Straight out of the Cameron Walter shot book.
That's it. It ends up as a dot. We'll look at the head-to-heads in a second. See this delivery. Great shot from Prescott. Good contact, full face. And through for 2. So the first time they played each other earlier in the week, New South Wales chased down WA's 90 by scoring 112. The second time WA batted first, 102 to New South Wales 88. So it's one each, it's one apiece in this evenly placed comp.
I think you'll find that anything that's pitched up to Prescott, he's going to want to hit it hard, low and flat to the backcourt. His partner is going to be the one that really plays the tempo game, really going to be trying to hit those side nets too and just jog the way through. This could do anything.
Well placed for a single. Just looking at a couple of the players to watch for WA while they're batting. Prescott's 84, averaging 12. Just scanning the list of Peters is 79, averaging 13. The big run scorer for the side, Justin Coetzee, as Peters helps himself to 7, if you don't mind. Just punched that, didn't he? He didn't really smash it. It was just well placed.
He's placed it actually really well. Didn't try and overhit the ball, which is where you can lose shape. And by playing that ball under his eye line, it was done without risk.
It's a dot ball, well watched. Brings the over to an end, 12 runs from it. Now, interestingly, looks to me like WA have really used their players well throughout the week. There's a lot of players that, unlike other sides where they've got a couple of players over 100 runs, while WA have 2 of those, one of them doesn't feature in the game. All of the WA bats are averaging sort of 13, 14 runs. So that bodes well for them. They tend to put 25-ish on the board with the partnership on those stats alone.
WA have been a team that haven't relied on one individual player, even though they have the names of individual players that you would likely suggest are going to sit at the top of the stats department. They played well collectively, and I think that's been the impressive part of their week. And in a Masters division, the most important part of these tournaments is actually how do you manage players through a week in one that can be mentally and physically taxing.
It's tough. It's not easy. And it's Hines. He'll bowl the third over. Peters on strike. It's a dot ball.
So I don't think Mitch Hines would mind me saying his strength is about trying to use the field to his advantage. He's going to try and see. He basically tries to come in and bowl off spinners, but doesn't turn a great deal and tries to use these fielders to his advantage.
He's only played 3 games for the tournament, including the minor semi earlier. Good to see him back out there.
We want to try and angle it into Prescott and trying to reduce his arms.
And full and, well, with width as well. Prescott could have put that anywhere, but happy to take 2.
Prescott took the smart option. Didn't want to overhit it. Played it for 2. It's just in building phase for WA, which has been impressive from their game so far. Short arm punch from Peters. Gets it through to the 2 net. Almost 3. But kept off well by Phil Burke into that backcourt.
Driven straight back to the bowler. Tidy work, dot ball. Yeah, the leading wicket takers for New South Wales to keep an eye on. Daniel Taylor, Christian Messier. Christian Messier in particular conceding an average of 4.75 and over. Pretty handy. Brings the over to an end. WA looking rock solid at this point.
With 8 off the over, score moves to 28 runs. Mitch Hines, I don't think, walks away from that over being as happy or upset either way. I think he sort of sits in the middle. It's a basic over for him, but this over, I think, whilst it's early in the game, 4th over of the partnership, first skin of the game, this is where momentum is started and potentially built upon by New South Wales. An early wicket here with Daniel Taylor, strike bowler, coming on to really take control of this game can make a big difference.
Bit of a leading edge there. Probably still enough face of the bat to say it's not an edge, but it's well bowled.
I would have said that was straight off the middle of the bat if anyone had asked me.
Well, maybe I'm just blind, Andrew.
No, he's come straight off the edge, but I'm saying if I was hitting it, it's definitely off the middle.
Oh, getcha. Yeah, I understand. It has caught the net, 3 runs. Good effort, though.
Daniel Taylor he's going to try and bowl his off-cutters and just try and tighten it up into the body. What he often does with the off-cutter type action is he does try and slide it across the batter, and when it does, it has a bit of natural variation. He'll be playing for that now with the field in play, with a deep leg side field. Be looking to try and target the body and work the field in play. And as I say, commentator's curse loves to always play a role. Bowls it full outside off stump, probably looking to see if he can slide one across Peters. Just trying to work for an edge into the corner.
Chance, it's a great piece of fielding. Hines it is there on the leg side doing the work, but unrewarded.
Mitch Hines, part of the Open Men's New South Wales squad, picks up cleanly, flick to Jander, who is the replacement keeper for the injured Jared Lewis from this morning's game, yes. Yeah. Well picked up. Unfortunately, doesn't take the bails and would have been tight should he have been able to collect and take the stumps.
Just getting in the way of that. Kept to a dot. One ball remains.
WA starting with over 33. If they can walk away without a wicket this ball, they'll feel like that's a win and a solid start for them. And
huge win, 30 plus.
Absolutely agree.
And just a solid finish from Prescott to post 35 in the opening stanza of the over 35 men's prelim final. Sudden Death Indoor Cricket live from Casey Stadium, if you've just joined us. Cameron Walter with me, Andrew Hall-Villiers, and a great start for WA, Andy.
It's a seriously strong start for WA. Backing it up now with Justin Coetzee and Peter Lewis, long-time players for Western Australia. Peter Lewis, having played multiple layers in the WA game, comes with a vast majority of experience, a solid head on his shoulders, and will be looking to control the innings with Justin Coetzee. I think you'll find that he'll be the guy that will be trying to force play. Christian Messier coming on to bowl the first over, as we spoke about before, being one of the strike bowlers for New South Wales. We'll be here about trying to control the tempo of the game at this point in time. Coetzee is always one of those players when I watch on court, he never looks phased. It's like he's out playing a Tuesday night game of cricket, just jogging between the wickets, just playing with his mates.
Yeah, he's been that way for a long time. I remember, I think when WA won it in 2009, 2008, something like that, Toowoomba. And it was a key part of that side as New South Wales take their first wicket. They needed that. It's been all WA so far, and maybe that's a spark that New South Wales needed.
It's the energy that Mitch Hines has been asking for in the field, and Daniel Taylor, when he was bowling that last over, asked the boys to get up and about. And shows again where Christian's been able to, use his field to play, got the outside edge, squeezed into the front court, and affected the wicket.
Lucky to get away with that. Leg side for mine. Two balls remain. Great position from Coetzee. Easy as you like. 2 runs.
As I said, if I could hit him that well, jog through, run 2, hit springs, make it look that easy, I think I'd still be playing. Thankfully, however, I don't, and I'm not. It's pretty straightforward.
Indeed.
A mix up and out, run out, bottom end. Good pick up in the field. Coetzee out, run out. Poor communication from the two WA batters. Looked up early and a bit of hesitation. Lewis kept running and his partner left stranded.
Yeah, here it is on the replay thanks to play.cricket.com.au. So it's yes, yes, yes. Coetzee had gone back. Yes, yes, yes. To be fair, that's probably Peter Lewis's call, and I think he called yes, yes, yes fairly consistently. Coetzee not responding in time. Maybe because it was not necessarily the right call, but it was a call nonetheless.
Big difference. Clean pickup though, quick running. If he takes off early, obviously it's not necessarily, it forces New South Wales to complete the play. Norville on to bowl.
That is out. The net did all the work for New South Wales. Straight back to the receiver.
And Greg Hunt, easy pickup, nice little flick onto the stumps, diving effort. Makes it look all too easy with Peter Lewis run out from a tight net shot, as Cam just said. And all the work is done.
3 votes side net. But look, what a turnaround this is. That's 3 wickets so far in this partnership. All of a sudden, they're a -12. Unbelievable.
Pressure on the batting side to post a formidable total can do some funny things. There's that net coming into play again with Greg Hunt doing everything in his power to slap that ball back onto the stumps. Moves well, gets a good hand of the ball and misses by inches. Sensational little work there from Hunt. Norville in again. Even a shot like that shows that there seems to be some miscommunication between the two WA batters. Ball like that gets banged down and up. There's still a half a stutter step there when taking off, and any of that can lead to danger. See, what's impressing me about this Norville over is he's just really working the top half of the bat. He's getting into those really uncomfortable lengths, catching the top corner, making the batters really play that middle length.
Oh, it's a direct hit, but Lewis is home. It's another great over for New South Wales. No runs from it. This pair find themselves on -7 after a brilliant opening partnership of 35 runs from Prescott and Peters.
Goes to show you how quickly the game of indoor cricket can turn around the corner. You're never out of it. Mitch Hines looking like he's coming on to bowl the 7th over.
And his 2nd over already.
I think he feels he might be able to snaffle through an over here and try and keep the score low whilst these two WA batters are under a little bit of pressure. With the left-hander on strike, I think he'll be looking to keep it tight into Coetzee, but he really needs to watch his length. Anything forward could go the distance. And as I say, full hit hard into the deep in the backcourt and a drop chance.
Yeah, it's $2.
Chalk it up.
Full again. Driven. It's back to the receiver. I tell you what, that is tight as New South Wales is screaming for the wicket.
I think you'll find that Peter Lewis was just short on the replay. Time will tell.
How about right now? Let's have a look. So it's a deflection in the hand and out.
And those are the moments that can turn a game.
Yeah, absolutely. They get away with one there, WA. Sometimes you need a little bit of that luck to go your way. Is it difficult from an umpiring perspective when whoever has the ball actually sort of runs through the stumps like that? It's difficult to tell when the bails have actually been taken.
One of the most difficult things in the game is the receiver run out, a ball into hands, knowing the distance and difference with the time it takes to get the ball onto the stumps and dislodge the bails in the exact moment that those bails are dislodged. I can understand he's taken the conservative approach on that decision.
One ball remains in the over now. It's been a good one for WA after getting away with that run out.
Feel like Mitch Hines is just looking to get out of this over. He's not looking necessarily to be turning over wickets. He's just trying to get away with one.
No ball to finish. So 12 runs from the over. These two have fought their way back into positives. Ridden a little bit of luck, but you've got to take that luck in a final. And 1 over remains in the partnership now.
I think the interesting part on that last delivery is seeing Mitch Hines is a smart cricketer, knows what he's doing and knows what he's attempting to achieve there. Coetzee came out early and went to attack him hard, knowing that that's an opportunity for WA to continue that momentum that they potentially picked up for their missed run out. With that all happening, trying to put the pressure back on New South Wales with the pressure and hitting hard, and bowls it wide, doesn't want to chance his arm to try and continue pitching it up, bowls it off the pitch, take the no ball. But I actually think in that circumstance, you can understand why he's bowled in that direction.
Here's Norval with his second over. Stepped off the net. See how important is that 35 from the first pair now? So even though this partnership's only on 6, the team total's still 41. They're just still in a strong position. Chance.
We've seen in many games today that with teams even walking away on 40, 50 by the halfway mark, it still sets their back end of their innings up. Queensland did it in an earlier semi-final where they were out by 40. The game was on the line. They've been able to build upon that in the second half, which I'm believing that's what WA is going to be looking to do. Still a lot of batting power in the sheds as well for Western Australia.
Oh, yeah. I tell you what. Pretty reasonable side that they've got.
Looks like Mick Leatherday and Stuart French due to come in for the third partnership. What WA doesn't want to do here is switch off now. 2 balls remaining, an opportunity to walk out on 50, 49-50 for the end of the halfway point will be a commanding position.
Well, there's another 2 of them from Coetzee.
It's all too easy when it's about knee height, outside leg stump, angled into the left-hander's body. He's just put it down and up into the springs.
Oh, the leg side helps. Get the runs and the delivery again.
What a real defining moment that potential run out was. Since then, they've been able to pile on the runs.
Yeah, you're not wrong. A chance, but it's wide. Brings the partnership to an end. They take the total past 51 and an absolute rock-solid fight back. They were on -12 at one point and have got all the way back to 16. And again, the total 51 in this, the over 35 men's prelim final. Sudden Death Indoor Cricket live from Casey Stadium. Thanks to play.cricket.com.au, where you can find your local centre and join in the indoor cricket action. All ages, all skill levels, all year round. And it is Stuart French and Mick Leatherday at the crease now. French with 109 runs at 13.6 to date, so one of the leading run scorers. Looking for some more runs from him today, the WA side.
New South Wales bowling Christian Messier, strike bowler for their team. The only thing they don't want to risk is not having enough firepower in the back half to potentially restrict 2 of the some of the most destructive batters in Australian cricket today.
Great shot from Leatherday, just hit with power.
2 full, 2 wide, 2 easy.
In a nutshell, yeah. Hit flat, but in the gap.
That plays into New South Wales' hands. That's exactly where they need to be. They need to be keeping the ball low, below shin height. Gets them in the game with Mitch Hines in the front court. That's where he's going to show his prowess. They've got an agile front court. They need to be engaging the players. Phil Burke there sitting up in the cover. He's going to be looking for a catch that sort of goes up and around. I feel like that's what they're working towards. And as I say, an outside edge and a missed opportunity at the bottom end. Daniel Taylor flicking through to Ian Jander as a wicketkeeper and unable to convert.
Seven runs from the first over, a solid one for WA.
Messier walking away with 2 wickets for no runs. Fantastic effort from him on a personal level. He's kept his team in the shout with that strong opening partnership. The rebuild of Western Australia in the second, with Phil Burke coming on to bowl. It's about how they can fight back and try and take back some of that momentum that has been gained from WA in that third skin after the shenanigans that was happening with wickets tumbling everywhere.
Shenanigans. Lots of indoor cricket shenanigans today. Here's Hunt. Another. Just Leatherday hits that shot with just so much power.
He's trying nothing other to absolutely hit the leather out of that cricket ball straight into the ground as hard as he can and jog his way through.
It's well bowled, well kept out. Finds the net, good cricket.
Every time the ball's hit flat and low into that fielding New South Wales side, you're finding that even those are turning into potential half chances. That's their game, and that's their game plan that they know well.
Misfielded into the net. We'll grab another 2.
It's probably the first time I've seen Leatherday not try and lace the cover off one outside off stump.
Whoa. Clean gather would have been interesting.
And as we say, it happens again. Low into that front court. Mitch Hines able to get a good hand on it. Misfielded by Jander. And another chance goes begging.
A false start from Hunt. Try again. Leatherday resets himself. And we're away. Final ball now for Greg Hunt. Oh, finds an edge. It hits the leg of the keeper, and it will be third ball to start the next over. So a good finish from Hunt. He finishes with figures of none for 16, I beg your pardon. And Western Australia looking reasonable. He won't be too upset with this, particularly since they found their second pair on -12 at one point. They're 66 with 6 overs remaining. Well placed for 3 figures plus.
Psychologically, the game has been dragged away from New South Wales. Just trying to work out what exactly is going on. It looks like that Greg Hunt has maybe had a hand injury and is just getting it assessed by his trainer and potentially taped up.
And as he does that, might give you an indication of what's happening tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. From 9:30 a.m. Eastern, it's the grand finals of the 2022 Indoor Cricket Masters National Championships. We're starting with the over 50 men. That'll be Western Australia up against Victoria, who needed 8 runs from the last delivery of the match. Found themselves with a wide and an extra delivery, so 6 runs and 7 hit. They got through to the grand final by virtue of that. Then it's the over 40 men's grand final between Queensland and the winner of the prelim that's taking place right now on court 3. At 1:30 p.m. we have the over 30 women's grand final and the over 45 men's grand final. The latter match will be between Queensland and the Australian Capital Territory. And to close out the tournament and the national tournaments for 2022 at 3:30 p.m. Eastern, it's Queensland up against the winner of this match in the over 35 men's grand final. So plenty of indoor cricket finals action to come live from Casey Stadium. I hope you can join us on the live stream from 9:30 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. Following that, the presentation dinner will occur. The players of the final will be named, and of course the Australian All-Star sides following the conclusion of the tournament. We're ready to get back underway here for the 11th over through the bowling of Ian Jander. And flat chance, but not clean.
The frustration building on Hines there on the leg side. All of these opportunities coming and going. They need to stay steady. One will come their way, and when that does, that's when the momentum will start to swing, as long as they can take advantage of it.
Oh, I tell you what, that was tight, but French was back.
Good early call from Leatherday. Helped his partner be able to get back early. If he'd gone any further, taken more than 2 steps, he was not making it back.
Finds the net. Grabs 3. Handy runs.
Jander just sticking outside that off stump. He needs to get tighter into the body, use his field, stay below shin high, keep the ball hard into the legs. As we do, he does. And
Hines. Direct hit, but Leatherday was home. Geez, quick between wickets. Geez, how much is he backing up?
Oof.
He was halfway down before the shot was played.
Wow.
Chance at the top. Needed a direct hit.
So there we can see the opportunities, the ball staying low and hard into the front court. The opportunities are coming for New South Wales. When one turns, the game will turn. Are WA going to be up to it? What New South Wales don't need to do, though, is turn off and lose these opportunities whilst they're still happening.
Gee, it's great commitment there from Mitch Hines. All for naught, though. 9 runs from the over. 24 for this partnership so far, and WA building nicely.
It's starting to build to a very imposing total.
It's one of the funny things about indoor. You know, WA might post something 100, 120 maybe, but it being sudden death cricket, there's no tomorrows for New South Wales. They don't need to worry about anything other than trying to get those runs. And so they'll try. I mean, I suppose they always try, but you can be a little bit more adventurous when you think there's no tomorrow. Mark Drage will bowl the final over of the penultimate partnership. Through the gap. 2 runs.
Just looked to bowl a little bit of a leg cutter outside off stump, just trying to take the ball away from Leatherday. Got a little. The pitchers here in Casey, they do like the change of pace and a little bit of movement either way off the seam. We can see there still that sort of just angle away from the Stuart French's bat, just trying to take it away from him, just trying to use the corners and edges and use that front court of New South Wales to his advantage. Well played from him, played it low and into the corner, and easy through for the single.
No, there's a chance it came down quick off the top net. Again, needed a direct hit. I think there's been a number of opportunities that New South Wales have had where a direct hit would have been out. Luck not going their way at the moment.
It just goes to show you how quickly the game of indoor cricket can change. Half of those go their way, and all of a sudden it's a different game. There's no reason why that won't happen in the 4th partnership either. They just need to get themselves started. What runs a risk here is if they start turning off and switching off, the energy goes out of the field. Those half chances turn to no chances.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
WA looking to put New South Wales to sleep. If they keep them out of the game, smart cricket, don't invite them through an unforced error.
flat. Safe too behind square leg. And this pair finishes on 33. It's another excellent partnership from Western Australia. Bar the 2 overs at the start of the second partnership where WA fell victim to 3 run-outs, they have looked in complete control.
If you take that off the way this game is run, you'd say it's all WA and all running away from New South Wales. But New South Wales can still take heart out of the fact that those 2 overs did happen, put them under pressure, and when that momentum turns, it can go their way. Phil Burke to bowl the first over. Ty Hopes, Nick de Grice in batting the final over. The final pair of the Western Australian batting innings.
New South Wales have got some work to do. Starts with a no ball.
Phil Burke gets them going both ways. Generally speaking, likes to swing them away from the left-handed batter into the right-handed batter. But will change them up ball to ball. There is no stock delivery for Phil Burke.
Hope sends it into the backcourt for 3.
And that's a risk you run bowling full to Ty Hopes. If it's in his zone, he will go after it.
Well, these two both former Australian men's players. Nick de Grice, in fact, former Australian captain. Some reasonable experience at the crease for WA. Exactly you want closing out an innings when you got 80 odd on the board already. Finds an edge.
Some of the Knicks' experience is exactly what WA need here. They've taken advantage of putting a formidable total on board. Now it's about consolidating, ensuring they get through to the end of the innings. Third ball option for Phil Burke. I'm looking for him to be bowling full wide outswinger across the face of Nick de Grice. Exactly what he was trying to do, just too short. Just gave him too much time to play it down and up into the 1. Jogs through.
One to come.
Short into the body, pull shot from Ty Hopes. Goes down behind him for 1.
The thing is, with Masters, the longer the tournaments go on and the more games these guys have to play, the more runs are scored. It's a lot easier to bat when you're a bit tired and sore, a lot harder to bowl a consistent line and length and throw yourself around in the field. So it may well be that in the past, at the start of the tournament, par was something like even 90, maybe 100, whereas now it might be something closer to 110, 120.
Something I was saying to a few of the coaches and around this week, which is just the difference in having 3 years off to have week-long competition cricket. The body is now, unfortunately, 3 years older from the last time they ran around.
Yeah.
And it's about making sure that your body can get through. So for some of these teams, however, the do and die moments, they're going to be throwing themselves around.
There's just a little bit of theatrics there, and he spilled it into the net.
To be just an unforced error from a ball that didn't need to be hitting the net. It could have just been played down, 1 run knocked off the net.
Oh, it should be, it falls safe. I was going to say it should be out, but he's hit it flat enough. And the way that the nets are in the presence of the gate there, which alters the dynamics of the net, that just dropped straight down.
I'll tell you, it didn't help that he tried to hit it with all power, came straight out of the middle of the bat and flew to the back half.
Oh, good presence there from Mitch Hines. Again, unrewarded, but saves a run.
Looked to be the leg cutter from Daniel Taylor out the hand, trying to take the ball away from Nick de Grice. Touch short, still gave him room to move, and as he backed away and hit it down and up over the offside, just shows the class that's been able to be on show right here. feel that Taylor got a little bit gun-shy pitching the ball up after that straight drive from Hopes.
Well, it's a good point, Andy, that, you know, it's often overlooked that you get part of the value of those back net shots isn't just the runs that you get from them, but it's the force change in approach that you might inflict on a bowler. And that was a good example of it. Phil Burke to bowl his second over of the innings and to this pair. WA looking the goods at the moment, 103 on the board with 2 overs to come.
As we said before, those triple figures are really psychological. New South Wales takes some momentum in these last 2 overs regardless of results. Well fielded in the back by Hunt, and he gets a good hand to it, keeps it off the net and followed up and picked up well. Keeps that to a single when potentially saves himself 4. Those are those moments that they can get around and start trying to build some energy from, and that's where I feel that New South Wales are probably a little bit flat in the field, unfortunately, at the moment.
Big wide there, previous delivery.
Short, wide. Degrees looks unhappy that he's only turned that into a single.
Yeah, probably deserved to go for more.
The look to the bench says it all.
Get through.
Big throw by Hines. Unfortunately, he probably would have found Degrees short had he been closer to the stumps. A bit of a wild. He hits it into the corner and they've jogged the overthrow.
Another big wide. Well, this one a no ball. One to come.
Trying so hard to make sure that he just keeps that ball going across Degrees and not allowing him the freedom to be able to just play it easily down and up into the offside. Just forcing his line to be just that little bit too far. Bowls the off cut at that stage. Left arm off cut across the body. Actually kept it tight, which was a big difference. Tried to play the pull shot straight into Mitch Hines' hands and comfortably and over. 14 from it.
110 on the board, looking pretty ominous. 1 over to come, it's Mark Drage.
Now, if there's an over that you could hope for New South Wales to take some momentum into their batting innings, it has to be small moments like this. It can give them the uplifting moment that they need. A wicket here, a good piece of fielding is just something that they can get around, just to energise around into their batting innings. It's such an important psychological step here with 110 on the board already.
Flat and safe for 2.
And that shows me the energy they have in the field at the moment. That ball gets hit off the net into the middle of the court. 2 players looking around at each other, throw their hands up in the air, disappointed that there's not an opportunity, and don't go and actually just get the ball. Finish the play.
That's a good ball. And, contrast that with Mitch Hines, who threw himself in the air to try and stop it, and even the skipper, Dan Taylor, who had to point out where the ball was. That's a wonderful shot from Nick.
That is vintage Degrees. On the legs, full, up into the springs and jog for 2.
Well. What's happening here? Just a little bit of movement off the deck.
Looked like a little bit of a leg cutter in to Hopes, into his body, and if that's that mid-length that he's looking for, couldn't free his arms and couldn't play it short. Tries to go something similar, probably tries a little bit too hard and forces the ball down the leg side. Just lost his shape. Just lost his shape with his bowling action and just forces it down the leg side. Strike 1.
The 1 ball remains now in the innings. WA another 30-plus partnership. flat 3 runs. And wonderful batting from, well, the entire Western Australian side, losing 3 wickets in the early stages of the second partnership, but have posted a wonderful total of 119. New South Wales will need 120 runs to stay alive in this, the over 35 men's division of the 2022 Indoor Cricket Masters National Championships, live from Casey Stadium. I'm Cameron Walter, and with me, Andrew Hall-Villiers. What a batting innings we've just seen.
If there is a tale that could be written prior to the game and WA said, you know, we're going to walk away with 119 runs prior to the end of the innings, they would have taken it. It's been...
Anyone would take 119, jeez.
It's been phenomenal batting. I can't help but think back to the moment that it felt like that game had switched over. There was a potential run-out opportunity and the game turned on its head at that very moment. From there on in, the -12 of the second skin, the game had turned. The momentum had been shifted away from New South Wales. Potentially their heads drop and then it starts driving the outcomes further beyond. What New South Wales don't want to do here, the first skin is going to set them up. Keep them full. They keep the momentum driving. They keep doing the smart things. They don't have to win the game in the first skin. One of the old adages that we always used to say is you can't win a game in the first skin, but you can lose it.
Absolutely right. And thanks for your company right around Australia and the world as we bring you the finals of the 2022 Indoor Cricket Masters National Championships. There's one other preliminary final taking place right now. We'll check in with that one. It is between New South Wales and Victoria in the over 40 men. And New South Wales have posted 96. Batting first. That's a pretty reasonable total there as well.
So New South Wales with Hunt and Taylor going to open the batting, and Mick Leatherday to open the bowling for Western Australia. Wily character Leatherday, really quick through the air, quicker than you'd probably expect from a guy of his height and frame. Skids the ball through, so what are you looking to do is sort of skid it into the body length, degrees on the leg side and work it in with Ty Hopes on the offside. Use his front court field to his advantage.
Oh, jeez. That is an absolute leg side killer of a shot, that is. As a leg side fielder myself, I hate that.
I think we need to mark degrees down for a missed catch. If he tried to put his hand behind it, the bench would have been taking fingers out of the back, I would have thought.
No ball, front foot.
He's trying hard to really shorten up the New South Wales batters. Really just try and hit into the body hard early, overstriding in the no ball front foot. And that's the fine line. Starts driving too hard, pushing too hard to try and hit into that body line. He loses shape in the first ball, overstrides, and then all of a sudden we've got a leg side wide and the game has changed.
That's 3 extras in a row.
And overcompensates.
Yeah.
The natural progression of indoor cricket, we've gone 2 leg sides into the body, the front foot no ball, and now we pushed it out well outside off stump.
Final ball of the over. Oh, it's a chance.
And if there's a perfect bouncer in indoor cricket, I reckon that's probably the closest that you'll find. Right underneath that shoulder height. Kept tight into the body, tried to use the front court field of Western Australia and well fielded in the end. 10 off the first over and off to a strong start for New South Wales.
And I think you're taking a break now, Andrew. Thanks very much for your insight. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you so much, and we'll look forward to talking to you again soon.
Peter Lewis bowling the second over. And it is a leg side to start. I'm joined now on Commentary by another umpire. Gee, there's a roster of them. Daniel Marshall. How are you, Daniel?
I'm fine, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. What do you make of the game so far?
Yeah, well, they've got their work cut out from New South Wales here, so they've got to bat well, obviously, for the full 16 overs to chase a very good score set by Western Australia. But anything can happen in indoor cricket.
Absolutely right. And, your first nationals, is it?
As an umpire,
As
yes.
an umpire,
yes. Played a few years ago as a player.
Yeah.
But as an umpire, yes, debut.
Enjoying yourself?
Loving it, yeah. Enjoyed every minute of it. So
That's great. Featured in a couple of finals today.
Yes, I was happy to get those two finals, so hopefully I went well.
And this hasn't been a bad start from New South Wales. They, oh, that's a great shot from Dan Taylor, their skipper. These are all valuable runs. WA losing 3 wickets throughout their innings. New South Wales, well, they'll be aiming for something similar, if not better. And if they do that, 120 doesn't seem so bad.
2 very experienced cricketers at the crease at the moment to start the run chase. So
yeah, absolutely. And plenty of batting to come as well. So
it is.
Certainly game on here. As Lewis holds the final ball of his over. It's up. It's into the side net and 4 runs as it catches the back net as well. That's a big finish there from Greg Hunt to the over. 15 runs from it and bang, New South Wales are on 25 after 2. Well placed, Daniel.
Yes, couldn't ask for a better start from the first 2 overs for the boys. So obviously got to keep the momentum their way and keep going.
Hope you've enjoyed the coverage throughout the day. The images coming to you courtesy of our broadcast partners at Sportscast Australia. You've done a wonderful job. Stuart French is going to bowl the 3rd over of the run chase. Here he is to Hunt. Oh, slight misfield there from Nick de Gries in the front court. Allows Hunt to get through for a single. Taylor pulls away. Not sure why. Just
scratching of the eye by the looks of it.
Yeah, itchy eye. It's driven straight back to the receiver. The bails are taken off. A diving Hunt is home.
Good early call.
That's what you need. Oh, he's straight through him. Might have got a little under edge. Playing across the line, looking for that down-up pull shot. And loses his wicket. The New South Wales skipper. Here it is on the replay, thanks to play.cricket.com.au. And no edge there, just straight through. Well bowled.
Like it might have kept either a little low or wasn't quite there, as you said, to play the cross bat. So advantage to the bowler there.
Good response from Taylor. That's what he was trying to do the ball before, but that one had the right line for the shot. Second effort from Nick de Gries, but the throws off line. And 1 to come in the 3rd over. Still well placed, New South Wales, despite the loss of that wicket. Another good delivery. It'll be a dot to finish.
Still travelling along at a decent pace with 3 overs bowled.
Yeah, well, this is what they need to do if they're going to chase down 120. They have some reasonable bowlers they're going to have to contend with, not the least of which includes Justin Coetzee, who's about to bowl the final over to this partnership. While he's preparing, we'll check in with the over 40 men's prelim taking place on court 3. Victoria struggling so far in their run chase against New South Wales, who posted 96. You can check that out on the court 3 live stream on Cricket Australia's Indoor Cricket YouTube channel. Here's Coetzee. Driven and into the back net. 4 runs. That's a handy start for Hunt.
Very aggressive batsman, Greg Hunt. Likes to play shots.
Oh, chance there. Then side net doing all the fielding. Hunt's pretty quick between the wickets for a big fella. Oh, it's up. It should be out, and it is. An easy catch in the end there. And Peters on the 3 line. These are the wickets that New South Wales can't afford to lose.
Yeah, they want to keep the momentum going across to the next pair after this. So.
Still time. Still 3 balls remaining. Time for them to get 30 plus, which is par. That one just creeping inside the line. Taylor can't quite believe it. But believe it, he must. Dot ball in the book. 2 to come. Full and wide and driven into the ground for a down up 2. Over cover point. 1 ball remains. That's a good finish there from Hunt. Another 2 runs to the total, and they are exactly on par, ladies and gentlemen. 30 runs from the opening partnership in pursuit of WA's 119 here in the sudden death preliminary final in the over 35 men's division of indoor cricket's Masters National Championships. I'm Cameron Walter, and with me, Daniel Marshall. Daniel, how are you seeing the game so far?
Well, as you said, they're on par for the 120. But it's still anyone's game. Like I said, these wickets every now and then can really hurt the run chase. So obviously, hopefully, scoreboard pressure doesn't play a part, and we can have continue this cracking run chase for New South Wales.
And what do you think of the batting stocks left in the sheds for New South Wales? Do you think they're capable of getting the 90 runs they need to win the game?
If they bat sensible, I think they can. Obviously, their captain's come out here now. Mitchie's a very solid batsman.
Dan's the captain, I believe.
Yes, Mitch. Oh, sorry, Dan's captain. DT's captain today, sorry. Well, Mitchell Hines, yeah, very, very solid batsman. So be another solid pair if they can bat the way they usually do. Mitch was also the Opens men's captain this year at the Opens National, so applying his trade this year in the 35s.
Oh, gets an edge, but no slip fielders in indoor cricket.
Would have went straight nicely down his throat.
Unless it was me, mate, when it'd be firmly on the grass. Nick de Grice, the bowler and captain, sends Leatherday backward square. See why, that's the area he's bowling.
It's been a cracking week of indoor cricket in all age groups, I think, this week, from what I've seen.
We've had a pretty good view of it, haven't you?
I have. I've seen a lot of good cricket played in all age groups and some good cricket played in some good spirit, which is the main thing.
Yeah, I think a lot of, as we see Nick de Grice put Hines on 3rd ball. We'll just see this play out. Just gets it through the gap, does Hines. Yeah, I think a lot of the players here at this tournament are appreciative of just being able to be back after a 3-year COVID-induced hiatus.
And I've had no issues, so they've all been well behaved in my games. I've written nobody up, so that's a bonus.
Certainly, Cricket Australia appreciates the good conduct of our Masters indoor cricketers. And it's a well bowled over from Nick de Grice. Bowled without reward, 6 runs from it. A watchful start from New South Wales.
It's a magnificent venue you have here in Melbourne. First time at Casey Stadium, and very impressed of the not only for indoor cricket but for a lot of sports in this precinct.
Absolutely. So
very lucky the Victorian people to have something like this at their doorstep.
Absolutely. I'm a Canberra boy, so I won't claim any any territory over the Casey Stadium. But you're quite right. It's.
I'm from Sydney, and we have nothing like this back home, which would be sensational if the New South Wales government could build something like this.
Here's Peter Lewis bowling his 2nd over. Wonderful shot there from Burke. Yeah, it's a smart model. Council built facility, privately managed by the YMCA on behalf of the council. Makes it a lot easier. I mean, they're effectively all non-profit, but of course, take nothing away from really hard-working centre owners around the country. Obviously, COVID shattering impact on our indoor cricket centres. So,
unfortunately, it has been. Yeah,
it meant a lot of closed doors, which we're all certainly sorry to see. But hopefully,
I think we play out of 4 centres in Sydney.
Yeah,
Super League comp, unfortunately, which is sad compared to I can count on maybe 7 to 8 centres over the years that have obviously not playing anymore or closed their doors, unfortunately. So
yeah,
not good for the sport.
Well, hopefully it will flourish now that the pandemic has, well, not totally abated, but certainly the lockdowns have.
Yeah.
But, indoor cricket firmly part of Cricket Australia's strategy over the next 5 years. It's one of the areas that certainly has bounced back, but hasn't bounced back as much as we would like. So there's some growth to come there, and with the main strategic focus on increasing participation at the 5 to 10-year-old level, indoor cricket's a great vehicle for that, as well as. Oh, look at this! This will be out. Can you believe it?
Oh.
Can you believe it? Burke has smashed it back. Peter Lewis has thrown his face out of the way. It's hit the back net. And Hines had dived back into his crease. Was on the ground.
Dived down or he fell over. One of the two, yeah.
Yeah, and it's turned out to a run out. Here it is on the replay thanks to play.cricket.com.au. Here's the delivery from Lewis. Smacked it back. Head out of the way. It's a dive.
Yeah, it is a dive, thinking, yeah.
I think Burke almost did that to himself by hesitating, so that's what's caused Hines to try and dive back. If
Burke
he'd just run, they both would have kept
backed his shot. Yeah. He hit it clean. I think the hesitation, you're right, did cause Mitchell to hesitate and go back to his ground.
And a big wicket. It's a big wicket. They were looking pretty. That's a 12-run turnaround.
It is. That's what they say. Yep. And when you're chasing, you don't need those little ones that go against you, unfortunately.
Yeah, certainly not when you're chasing 120.
In a preliminary final of,
sudden death
of a Masters Nationals. Well, we've got 2 overs to try and resurrect this pair.
So that little clipboard that Michael Guest, the umpire, has up there with him, he just took some time to write something down. Does that mean he's noting down some conduct issue there?
It could be, yes. Could be.
I'm not sure what that was. I didn't notice anything.
No, I didn't notice anything. I think they all celebrated the wicket. Didn't look like any words said or anyway. Unless he was just marking off a bowler, or not quite sure. Very experienced umpire.
Yeah, he's been around a while.
Yeah. He's helped me greatly this week and eaten his brain of a night, and just any questions I asked him, he was more than happy to help out with. So you always learn from the experienced guys like Andrew and Michael and Potts here. It's been good.
Gee, it sort of makes one feel old when Andrew Potts is referred to as experienced. But I suppose that's true.
A lot more experience than myself, bud. Sneaky second one there.
Yeah. Why not?
Exactly. I need the runs. All runs count.
Daniel Peters has 2 balls remaining. Burke finds 2.
Big last ball, I think, for this over. They can get into the 20.
It is 2, and they move 220 for the partnership. And if they can manage 10 runs, will they remain right on par?
Exactly. It's not going to be easy, but they're doing their job to keep the game alive from New South Wales' point of view. Give a bit of confidence for the next 2 batsmen that come in.
Such a momentum game, indoor cricket.
It is. one little thing can change it so much.
Nick de Grice is going to bowl his second over to this pair. He must fancy himself. I'm not sure if that's been a common tactic throughout the week, that he bowls sort of 2 overs in the second partnership. Or
Maybe it's a left-hander in the pair. He might
Yeah,
back himself against a left-hander. So
Indeed.
I don't think there is any left-handers that come, if I recall, apart from Burke.
Hines gave himself plenty of room then.
Very experienced, Mitchell Hines. He loves the game, knows his game well. And he does a lot for indoor cricket in New South Wales. So So you've travelled up from Canberra just for the finals, mate, to do the commentary?
Yes, indeed.
So that's good work.
Came in on the red eye this morning.
Yep. It's good to see everyone helping out this wonderful game, and depends no matter which aspect of it, whether you're off the court, manager, commentator, it's all hands on deck for this sport. So
Yeah, to that point, Cricket Australia lost, well, not lost, but had staff on leave and a bit of corporate turnover, and so Anthony Fagan and Jess O'Reilly and Luke Williams, who's just left, done a sort of a great job looking after the indoor form of the game as they sneak another run.
2 in the 3. So
Yeah, we're very lucky to have.
such
There's
great people.
probably a perception out there that Cricket Australia is this massive behemoth. Well, part of the staff, I can assure you that it's a small but very dedicated team, and
They're all doing wonderful work.
Yeah, not the least of which includes Fags and Jess, the team there in Cricket Ops. 1 ball remains. They've found their way to 30. Again, still on par. Final ball from de Grice. Oh, it'll be out, will it? Oh, that's a great effort from Leatherday.
Well, it drops just out of reach, unfortunately, for him.
Unbelievable piece of fielding. The not only to get a hand on it to begin with, but to have the presence of mind to make that second effort at it.
He did everything right, but actually just hold on to it, unfortunately.
Yeah. Here's a replay. There it is. Second effort. Oh, just outside of reach. And, another 30-plus partnership for New South Wales. They find themselves on 62 in pursuit of Western Australia's 119. We have 8 overs remaining in the match and in the day, semi-finals day, here at the Masters Indoor Cricket National Championships. I hope you are enjoying the coverage as we come to you live from Casey Stadium. A quick check-in, the 40 men's prelim. Victoria currently on 47, just at the start of the 9th over. They're chasing New South Wales' 96. So that looks like it's got all the hallmarks of a tight one as well. Ian Jander and Christian Messier at the crease here for New South Wales. And Leatherday, the bowler, we're back underway. Beaten first ball.
Great start. Yes, Ian and Christian play at the same club, so hopefully they know their game well and get their calls right. And
what's happening, you mentioned there's sort of 4 centres now in New South Wales, or in the city anyway. Does that mean only 4 clubs are playing, or clubs playing out
there's
of...
clubs playing out of other centres, yes, and we've got one from up Newcastle way in Charlestown. But in Sydney Metro itself, there's only the 4 centres we play out of.
But so old centre clubs are playing out of a different centre?
Yes, correct, using on different weekends.
Right. Well, it's not a bad option.
Exactly. The game's still playing. There's people still showing up, and we had a lot of rise in our juniors this year. We had a lot of junior finals, which was good to see the kids there in finals day, playing before all the other grades. So that's a very good positive.
Yeah, I remember coaching at a junior sort of club championship at Liverpool. Gee, what must have been, 15, 18 years ago, something like that, or probably longer. And it's probably even 20 years ago. And hundreds of kids. I think I actually remember Sarah Coit playing as a junior in that.
Young Campbelltown girls, must would have been playing for, I reckon.
Yeah, obviously going on to play for Australia. in the outdoor form of the game, and it's good to see her back
At the
a
women's,
couple of months
yes.
earlier, captaining New South Wales.
Unfortunately, Liverpool's one of the centres that are no longer there. It had a unfortunate fire in the complex. And, so Liverpool only had the one side this year playing at another centre. And hopefully next year the boys say they're going to get the sides back together. So fingers crossed.
Well, I didn't realise that. I knew about the fire. I didn't realise the centre hadn't reopened.
No, it hasn't reopened. It was a complex that was sort of like a L-shaped complex, and it got structural damage. So it was unsafe to continue the business there for the Liverpool owners and the Bulls themselves. So it's not what indoor cricket needs, but it's just an unfortunate incident that was out of their control.
Yeah, well, very, very sorry to hear that.
So fingers crossed, Colo and the boys can get their sides together next year, and the Bulls will be back in it.
So 4 runs from the Leather Day over. The even start. I'll tell you what, another 30-run partnership here, and there'll be a fair bit of pressure on Western Australia.
They will.
It's it'll be tough even for the last pair to come out and hit 30 to win the game, but every run they get will feel like 1,000 to WA. There's a chance for Leather Day. That's just
correct. Beautiful.
That's not Leather Day, excuse me, Peters. That's just brilliant fielding. I tell you what impressed me about that, Daniel. He just took his time.
He did.
Absolutely took his time. It looked like he had all day to do that. Didn't turn around and throw too early. He took all the time in the world, made sure he was looking at the sticks.
I think he got his body in the right position to throw too. So
yeah, impressive.
Which helps.
Big wicket. There he is again. The throw this time's wide. But he's in the game there on the 3 line, Daniel Peters.
He is. They'd have to be very careful hitting to him.
So every wicket like that's going to be quite painful for New South Wales. Just makes the mountain a little higher.
It does, and it adds a little bit more scoreboard pressure to them as well.
The net did all the fielding.
It did. It was hit very hard into the net there by Janda.
Brings you over to an end, only 1 run from it. So WA right on top of this pair early. Only 1 wicket, but most of the scoring has come from singles.
It has, yes.
So that helps mount the pressure as well.
From a WA point of view, they're bowling in the right areas if they're not letting them get too much onto the net. So, and the fielding from Peters on the 3 line was quite well performed.
Had some tight finishes here throughout the day. I wonder if this one will be the same. Here's Peters.
Just another one, as you mentioned.
Yeah, singles won't win it, so they need more 2s. A couple of big shots to the back, maybe, depending on how many wickets they lose.
I think they're maybe trying to consolidate this over and see how they go. And have a look at the 12, I think. Try and double up some runs instead of the singles, as you mentioned, and try and build that total up.
I think they've got to be minimum 80 when they walk off the court.
Yeah, you don't want to give them too much more than 40 to chase the last pair.
That's right. Minimum 80 or it's game over.
That is a mountain, unfortunately, at this level and this stage of the tournament.
Especially with the bowling to come. I do note, for example, that Ty Hopes hasn't touched the ball at the back here, so as a bowler. And
when you're chasing a big target, he's not an easy person to get away.
No. At the same time, maybe New South Wales feel like they can chance their arm against him. Nothing to lose.
Still or die game, isn't it?
Single off the last ball. 9 runs from the over. It's a better one for New South Wales. They find themselves on 14. And, well, another 14 off the final over would be pretty handy.
Yeah,
Get
they
them
can get
back
up to
to par.
85 to 90. I still think it's game on. Like I said, Western Australia will start feeling the pinch a little bit there as well.
Well, it's going to be tie hopes now. And it's make or break time for New South Wales. If they can get through this over with something like 10, as you say, it's game on. But if tie hopes takes control here, that'll be all she wrote.
If they can get a plus 83 plus, I think they're in still very much alive. But like I said, very experienced cricketer and not an easy person to score from.
It's a good start for Messier. They're batting well so far.
Yep. Playing the ball on the merits and just banging it up. So.
One of the downsides about being around for a while is everybody gets a good look at you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They would have seen him throughout the week with a couple of times.
That's
he's made
unbelievable running from Janda. I wonder how early he left to get there. Here's the replay. Ooh, bats in the air, but
looks like there was something over the line. Yep. Good call from Guesty.
And in Janda's defence, I don't think he did leave very early.
He was still
very
holding.
quick.
Yeah. Sort of left on the ball, left the bat bowler's hand. So
yeah,
tall bloke, and hopefully got the big dive out. So
2 to come. Through the field.
It's a nice shot by Christian. Well, it's at 83. It's all above that with the ball to go. Gives some confidence to the last 2 coming out the bat. So.
That's well bowled. Yeah, it's a dot to finish. 85 on the board. And New South Wales will need 35 runs to stay in the tournament. WA finished higher than New South Wales, so if it's a tie, they will advance. So it is exactly 35 runs that New South Wales will need. And that's a big ask in a prelim final.
It is. I still think it is. But it's game on. I hope the viewers don't go away or they stick here to the end because it's going to be an interesting finish with the 2 Charlestown, Newcastle lads coming out the bat. So it is very much game on, Cameron.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Game on in the sudden death prelim final in the over 35 men's division. It's not so true of the over 40 men's division where New South Wales have taken control of that match in the third pair. They've only let them get 2 runs with 1 ball remaining in the partnership, and the last pair will need 50-odd for Victoria to win, which I think is probably too big an ask.
Yeah, just finished up on 48. So
I tell you what's not going to help New South Wales' cause too much at the moment is that they've got to face Chris Prescott twice in this. So here he is, bowls with some pace.
Good start, a good shot to start with too.
Yeah, absolutely. Prescott's always...
yeah, nice start from Mark. Good down up then. Start the over.
Change up. And they get another 2.
Just on the corner.
I was making the point, I think Prescott comes with some pace, but sometimes that's what the batsmen want.
And the ball's a little bit older too, so it might not come on as quick as he would have been with the new ball as well. So, but he's still got the pace going through. It looks pretty quick for this stage of the game with the ball.
It's just a great delivery.
It is.
Another cutter. Bowling at pace.
That's well bowled.
Yeah. That's tough to get away. And
it is.
Again, they're going to have to face him again when they're needing, sort of 10 plus or 8-ish and over. It's going to be hard. Squeeze one through, a chance at the top. The throw is wide.
Sneak through for 1.
The key for New South Wales, if they're not able to get Prescott or even Hopes away for big runs is to pick one that they're going to target.
Yeah, it's a do or die. You got to. You can't just play your ones and block it out. And if need be, you got to have a crack.
A single to finish. 7 runs from the Chris Prescott over. In the end, really well dealt with.
It was.
And it remains a game on. 28 runs from 3 overs now. So 28 from 18. And it's going to be Coetzee. So he went for 5 off his first over, including a catch.
Big, tall left-hander.
It's what's so exciting about indoor cricket. You'd rate WA as probably favourites at this point of the game, but you just can't write off New South Wales in this situation.
They've played well all week to get here, so you've got to respect that as well. And so has WA, and that's why they're both playing at this stage of the week.
Here's Coetzee to Drage. Starts with a wide. Drage had a crack at it anyway. Driven flat. There's a chance at the top. Peters can't hit this time. Would have been tight if he had.
It was going to be tight. Picked it up clean and got rid of it pretty quick as well. So
confusion and a wicket falls. And that's probably just about all she wrote. New South Wales are now going to have to chance their arm a little here, you would think. Still 29 runs away and just 15 balls remaining. Yes, it's 2 a ball, but there's been plenty of dots bowled, and I suspect there'll be a few more. So
correct. There's been a lot of ones as well, which they've got to try and turn into 2s.
The leg side certainly helps.
It keeps the 2 a ball alive.
Oh, he chances his arm and he's there. 7 runs, undoes the wicket, and they're back in the game straight away. What a courageous shot that is from Mark Drage against the bowling of Justin Coetzee. Final ball of the over. Driven again, and it's off the leg. And 5 runs. What a huge last 2 balls for New South Wales. I suggested that it might be all over unless they chance their arm, and what is it they do? They do just that.
They must have heard you, buddy.
Well, now it comes down to 15 runs, I believe it is, from the last 2 overs.
Waiting for the scoreboard to tick over.
15 runs from 2 overs. It is absolute game on here, folks, after those 2 shots.
Fortunate misfield. The deflection went for 5, so
yeah,
it is. 12 runs off 2 balls. It gets them back in the game big time here.
So Ty Hopes is going to bowl the penultimate over of the match. And for one of these sides, the penultimate over of their tournament. Here's Hopes. Driven flat. Norval takes 2. 13 runs away in New South Wales. Remember, a tie is advantage WA. They will advance. Beaten.
Well,
Kicks up off the pitch.
yes, I think they bounced it in there. Got himself in position, but the ball bounced a little bit more than Mark thought it would. Yeah, it's very well bowled.
Well, now it's a crucial moment in this sudden death game of indoor cricket. It's 3rd ball. Ty Hopes bowling well. New South Wales 13 runs away from a spot in the grand final. What can Ty Hopes produce? Oh, it should be out, surely. Nick de Gruyter makes no mistake, and a huge wicket. Well, that makes life very interesting indeed. 18 runs required from 8 deliveries. It's certainly not over.
Maybe the 3rd ball pressure might have brought him in the charging that ball, and obviously didn't get to the pitch of it, and hence the side net first. So that's well bowled actually by Hope. So might have thought he might have come being 3rd ball. So if that's the case, well bowled.
Two to come. Through the field, and it will be 2 runs and 1 to come now. Crucial last delivery here from Ty Hopes. 104 on the board for New South Wales. Oh, how did he get that through the gap? Gee, that's a gutsy shot.
Has he picked up two? Yes,
Yeah,
he has picked up two, yes. The old sweep shot.
So 14 runs required from 6 deliveries. Chris Prescott will be the bowler. They're going to need to send at least 1 into the back court.
You would think so. It's been a cracking game to watch so far.
Yeah, high scoring game, and the fact that New South Wales are just stuck in this run chase the whole time, they've looked out of it at various points, but just stayed with WA, and now a crucial 6 deliveries. Again, for one of these two sides, they've got 6 balls remaining in their tournament. For the other, it's
a lot of hard work
in the grand
and training
final.
and travel comes down to this 6 balls. Long, hard week, and it all comes down to this.
Drage on strike. Prescott with the ball. Here we go. It's up and taken.
Taken by Hopes.
That should be the game. 19 runs required now from 5. They've got no choice but to throw the bat at it. What choice have they got? None, as I said.
I think Norville's got to look at the back net here if it's remotely in his area.
Well, even if it isn't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Twos aren't going to do it for him.
No choice. 19 from 5.
Smart bowling. Very smart. Got him up in the ribs so he couldn't play that straight back towards this end of the court.
Still 3 runs from it, so it's now 16 from 4.
They're bringing the tall timber up the back in Hopes, and
I didn't see Dighton come on. He's come on for somebody.
some tall timber up the back here, so smart play by the captain. Yeah. Surprised they didn't bring Coetzee up the back. He's quite a tall bloke, and saying that, here he goes. He's bringing another 6 foot person up the back, so makes it a little bit harder for New South Wales.
3 balls remaining and 15 runs required. What can Norville produce? Here's Prescott. It's up. Keeps it off the net. It's just 3, 2 to come, and 12 runs required.
It's not over yet, Cameron, but
no.
it's looking WA's favour at the moment. Some very good bowling at the moment. Yeah, 2 there. Well bowled.
WA have done the job. Gee, it's been an impressive run chase from New South Wales, but you just look at the calibre of the bowling that bowled this last pair.
Yeah, exactly.
Prescott, Coetzee, Hopes, Prescott. It was always going to be tough.
And they've bowled smart as well.
Absolutely.
Apart from that one over with the two deliveries, but 4 to finish.
And there it is. That's the game and the tournament for New South Wales. A valiant run chase, but WA too good in the end. They take their place in tomorrow's grand final against Queensland. A fantastic exhibition of indoor cricket, folks. I hope you have enjoyed it. We'll just take you through what's coming up tomorrow from 9:30 a.m. Eastern. WA against Victoria in the over 50 men's grand final, followed by the over 40 men's grand final between New South Wales and Queensland. At 11:30, at 1:30 Eastern, it's the over 30 women's grand final, Victoria up against South Australia, and the over 45 men's grand final between Queensland and the Australian Capital Territory. And to close out the tournament, it's Queensland and your victors from tonight's game, Western Australia, in the over 35 men's grand final. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been great having you throughout the day. I hope you have enjoyed the coverage. Daniel, thank you for your company.
Thank you, Cameron. It's been a pleasure.
Everybody at home. Again, I hope you've enjoyed the coverage. Do join us tomorrow. And until then, for Daniel Marshall, for Andrew Hall-Villiers, and all of the broadcast team, I'm Cameron Walter. Thanks for watching.
Averaging 13. The big run scorer for the side, Justin Coetzee, as Peters helps himself to 7, if you don't mind. Just solid finish from Prescott. 2008, something like that, Toowoomba. And it was a key part of that side as New South Wales take their first wicket. 2008, something like that, Toowoomba. And it was a key part of that side as New South Wales take their first wicket.
Norval on to bowl.
That is out. The net did all. Another, just Leatherday hits that shot with just so much power. He's certainly game on here. As Lewis holds the final ball of his over. It's up. It's into the side net. Oh, he's straight through him. Oh, he's straight through him. Oh, it's up. It should be out, and it is. And easy with the main focus, the main strategic focus on increasing participation at the 5 to 10-year-old level. Indoor cricket's a great vehicle for that, as well as. Oh, look at this. This will be out. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Ian Jander and Christian Messier at the crease here for New South Wales, and Leatherday, the bowler. We're back underway. Beaten first ball.
Great start.
Oh, confusion, and a wicket falls. And that's probably just... Oh, he chances his arm, and he's there. 7 runs, undoes the wicket. Bowling of Justin Coetzee. Final ball of the over. Driven again, and it's off the leg. And 5 runs. What a... Oh, it should be out, surely. Nick de Gruyter makes no mistake, and a huge wicket. It was always going to be tough.
And they've bowled smart as well.
Absolutely.
Apart from that one over with the two deliveries, but 4 to finish.
And there it is. That's the game and the tournament for New South Wales. A valiant run chase, but WA too good in the end. They take their place in tomorrow's